Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yankee and the Brit. I'm Jay. He's Maddie. And today we're going to continue our breaking down division by division of the NFL. And today it's the AFC South. And we'll just start with the elephant in the room, the Houston Texans.
The unfixable team, the impossible fix, no matter what you do with them. So if you trade Deshaun Watson, you're basically in for a lottery of you don't know who you've got a quarterback. But I think you have to trade Deshaun Watson because if you don't, you're not picking until the 67th pick in the draft or something crazy like that.
No, I absolutely agree with you that
Madness.
They have no way to rebuild if they do not trade Deshaun because they have zero cap money and no draft picks. And also, good luck even getting a free agent who has any other option to go there after the shit show that went on with Hopkins and J.J. Watt and now Watson. You know what I mean? It's a clown show over there, so you can't get any free agents to come unless you overpay them. You don't have any money to overpay them, and you have zero draft picks. The only choice I truly believe they have to get better is to call Miami.
I think Miami is definitely the best place for them to go. I love that we're kind of going straight into this. It's really good. Just everybody knows the Deshaun Watson chat, so let's just get straight into it. Well, Miami is definitely the best place to go. They have two quarterback options if they trade to Miami. They can either take Tua or they can use the third overall pick. Whereas if you trade to Chicago, who apparently have the best offer on the table, you get the 20th overall pick and you don't really get a quarterback in return. And I know Mike Florio was kind of saying, oh, why do you need to have your quarterback straight away? But if you're trading Deshaun Watson, you want to show people that you've got a quarterback in the pipeline as well. Carolina also is a good place for them to trade to. Then you get Teddy and the 8th overall pick. So you could trade to Carolina as well. And I like that trade for Carolina, and I like the trade for Miami as well.
Yeah, I don't mind the trade to Carolina, but if I'm the Texans, I want Christian McCaffrey in that deal with Teddy Bridgewater, and I want that pick, and I want some other picks, which is a quick way to rebuild also. And with Miami, you can get Tua, so you got a young quarterback, then use that top pick to just better the team. Defense or offense, take a huge playmaker.
Or also, even trade back.
Right. And then you get a second first-round pick this year. You'll get another one next year. And you could even say to Miami, I want this mid-level young guy. So you can get another piece to help out. Or if you want all your picks this year, I know you want 4 first, so maybe even you get next year's first. Miami's second is the 3rd overall in the second round. That's a really high pick also. So I don't know what Miami's willing to offer, but your best deal to me seems like it's going to come from Miami, second Carolina, and then to get what you said, what do you get if you trade with the Bears? Okay, so even if they give you Khalil Mack, as good as he is, he's not going to change life in Houston.
Yeah.
As you could have the best defensive player in the world, but if you can't score points, what are you going to do? And then are you going to take Nick Foles? Like, that's not going to help you at all. So if you do it the way we just said with Miami, maybe next year you got a team where free agents are like, okay, they got their shit together. Now I'll go there.
Yeah, the only way is the 20th overall. You get the 20th overall pick from the Bears. You hope one of those lower level quarterback falls. So people are rating Justin Fields quite low. Kellen Mond, Mac Jones might fall. Trey Lance might fall as well. Then you take Nick Foles as a bridge, and you take the newly tagged Allen Robinson as your wide receiver. Now that Will Fuller's leaving.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot to ask the Bears for, because that basically destroys the Bears as well. You know.
And if you're the Texans, that's a lot of ifs. If
you don't want the 20th pick.
If that guy, and also if you're the Texans, you need help with the cornerbacks because right now, Conley, Hargraves, and Gaines all want new deals. All of them.
You just, honestly, if I was them, we'll move on to like the free agency now. And if I was them, I would just get rid of anybody causing any trouble. I would just anybody who's even thinking of causing any trouble whatsoever, just get rid of them, because it just makes so much more sense for them to do that. So if you cut David Johnson if you really don't want the but obviously then that's kind of admitting how big a mistake you made. You get rid of those guys in the secondary that are causing the problems, maybe keep one on, and then just say, we're going to suck for the next 3 years. Let's just get all the drafts we can get and go again. And that's basically what Miami did, and they're looking good. It's what the Jags have done, and there's potential for them to look good. It's what the Jets have done. And in the last episode, we basically said how good they could look if they get everything right. So if you trust your evaluators, then that's the way to go for them. They just have so many holes that it's not going to be a quick fix anyway.
No, and then with J.J. Watt being gone, Clowney gone a couple years now, I think the only shot you got, and I don't see why they would go that, is if you trade Deshaun, you got cap money now, so you try to back the Brinks truck up to a Shaq Barrett, Bud Dupree. I don't know why they would go there, but that's the kind of, like, at least you have options if you trade him. If you don't trade him, you have zero options, and you have a guy who's pissed off.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to, their best way to win the AFC South is to trade Deshaun Watson, because they're not going to win it in the position they are, and they can't change the position they're in unless they trade Deshaun Watson.
Does anybody believe they're not gonna?
Yeah. I think lots of people think they're not going to change, not going to trade Watson. I think they seem to be quite a stubborn organization for me now.
I feel like they don't have a choice, because I feel like Deshaun Watson's young, idealistic, does not care if he gets fined, because he's looking at all the future money he's going to make, and he wants the hell out of Houston. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe once he starts missing some checks, he'll change his mind. I don't see it. I feel like they're painted into a corner where you better start shopping him, and you better start shopping him before free agency, because teams are going to start signing players, and we're going to see some trades, and then some of these teams are going to move on with their plan B.
Yeah, I think Miami are close to just saying, right, okay, then we've got Tua, let's go. Or they've got whoever they decide to pick third overall. Let's do this, you know?
And if you wait, then Miami can wait. Carolina can wait, because they'll play with what they got. So if you wait too long and then you come at them, they're going to be like, well, we're going to give you way less now because you wait.
Yeah, you're really struggling now. They have to trade him. They have to trade him. I can't think of a way where they.
I agree.
They might not, but they really should.
If they don't, is that not the dumbest move?
Yeah, it's kind of saying you're backing him to not sit out, and you're also kind of banking on the fact that you just might not come last. You might win a few games with Deshaun Watson if he doesn't sit out, but if you get rid of him, you might hit a few strikes in the trade, and might then in the next year, when you've actually got some more picks, be able to make a team to make a run for the AFC South, because it's not the strongest of divisions. It is kind of open. Like, you can take it.
But let's just say, for the sake of argument, Deshaun Watson walks in day one, shows up for camp, plays the season. He's unhappy. What the fuck do you think is going to happen to that locker room?
Yeah, and it's just making everybody hate the Texans as well. It's not like, you don't want people to hate your organization in what is starting to look more and more like a new NFL, where players have more of a say.
It's starting to look like
where they go. Yeah, it's starting to look more and more like the NBA, with no trade clauses being put into quarterbacks' contracts. It's not long until they get put into other positions' contracts as well. And you need to be liked, and you're not going to be liked if you're holding on to a guy that just doesn't want to be there.
And anybody, if I'm wrong on this, put it in the comments. But I can't think, if Russell Wilson gets traded and or Deshaun Watson, have we ever seen a quarterback in his prime that is a top-level guy get moved? I can't remember one. Also, it might be two. And if you want to go with Matt Stafford, that would be three, but that's an older guy, rebuild, move on. That was more of a Joe Montana type move, Brett Favre type move.
Yeah.
But these two guys are in their prime. Yeah. And they could be moved. You don't ever see a franchise quarterback getting moved. But I also think this is not that they're there yet, but teams are starting to think maybe we should go with a younger guy before we spend 45% of our salary cap.
Yeah, before you get to the point of where it's at. But I think Dak is the kind of the guy against that, isn't it? So I think people will like to keep their guy, because if you pick the guy and you keep the guy, you get the credit for picking the guy as well. So it's like you do want to keep them, and I really do think they like Deshaun Watson and they want to keep him and they want him to be the quarterback of the future. But I just think you've just got to let go. Quarterbacks now coming out of the draft are more talented than they've ever been, so you can find another one and just rebuild, because Watson can't win by himself, and you need to win more than 4 games to win the division.
Correct. And with everything they got going on, I mean, as of right now, they have less than $6 million in cap.
Yeah. They're going to cut a lot of people anyway.
And everybody, these numbers change probably as we're speaking right now. But again, I use over the cap. So if you want to go see any of the numbers they have or whatever, because they keep up in almost real time and teams are making moves every second right now with this cap, now that they actually have the cap number.
Now that they actually know what's going on, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can list off their needs, but again, I think they need everything. But if we're just going to talk top needs, okay, I won't say quarterback, because you either have Watson, which I don't believe, or you have Tua or somebody, or you have a pick to get one, right? Yeah. But I think it's corner, edge rusher. They definitely need both guards replaced, and then they need a wide receiver.
Yeah, so they just need everything. In the modern game, they're like the most important positions that you've just mentioned right there, apart from left tackle.
They have a left tackle.
They have a left tackle.
Right tackle. So if you get 2 guards,
you can build, if they can build an entire organization around a left tackle, then they're good. They've got one. They've got a left tackle. Well done, Houston. You have a left tackle. Congrats.
And you might even get your pick back for them if you play it right.
Yeah, if they trade Deshaun Watson, what would you be picking then? So obviously, if they don't trade Deshaun Watson, there's no point of talking about the draft, because they don't really pick until the 67th.
Well, if you take Deshaun Watson, if you trade Deshaun Watson and you're sold on Tua, then I'm with you. Trade out of that 3rd pick.
Yeah, trade back. Trade back to Carolina, and then you get Carolina's 8th, and then you can still pick someone.
If you're not sold on Tua, or for some reason, I really mean this, if Zach Wilson does not get picked 2nd, then take him.
Yeah, that's the most Jets thing.
Right. But if he doesn't get taken 2nd, then you take him. But if you're sold, or even if you're not sold on Tua, give the kid a chance, trade back, pick up some picks, get some more offensive line to protect that kid, get him a weapon. I almost say, as stupid as it sounds, if the right players are there, focus on that offense, fix that offensive first.
Yeah.
And then focus on that defense, because if you have a young quarterback, I don't care if it's Tua or Wilson, he needs more than just his blind side protected. So
if you fix the offense, that gets the fans in the stadium, and they might have a problem with their fans with the way that they've been acting recently. So they might want their fans to come in the stadium. So if you say, right, we're going to have a shit defense, but at least we'll make the game fun for people to watch and have an absolutely balling offense.
Let me change this for a second too, or revise it. If you trade Watson, you have money now, right?
Yeah.
There is a ton of free agent linemen. We have not seen this before in our lifetime. Go sign 2 guards, then pick the best pass rusher available in the draft, because NFL games are won on the offensive defensive line. So protect Tua, get to the quarterback, and build from there. And from what I've seen and heard, this isn't our wide receiver class too. So you
Apparently
can pick up
than last year.
Yeah, you can pick up somebody to go on the other side of Parker. Or wait, that's Miami. You can pick up somebody to go on the other side of Fuller. If you can re-sign him.
Yeah, Fuller's leaving.
Right, but if you fill up that money, maybe you can overpay him for a year or two just to keep a weapon for Tua. I'm just saying, if you got to trade Deshaun, that's it. Fuck it. That's all it boils down to.
That's all it boils down to.
Shit, unless you trade Deshaun.
Yeah, or you can just continue winning 3 or 4 games until the only thing I can see about them not trading Deshaun is if they hold on to Deshaun, trade him next year, then they have their own 1st round picks as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. Can you get McCaffrey next year? You can't get the
Yeah,
same
exactly.
package. Here's the thing though. We're all assuming that the Dolphins are okay with the first round picks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's the case. And that's probably
I
why
think
a
that'd
deal
be,
has not been done yet.
yeah.
If I'm the Dolphins, I'm like, I'll give you my 2 first, I'll give you 2 and maybe this year second, and then we'll be done. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Also, it's easy for me to say sitting at my house talking about what the fucking Texans and Dolphins should do with a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Yeah, and obviously, if the Texans do trade Deshaun Watson, then they're basically admitting that they fucked it up. Like that's the thing, isn't it? Like, it's not like Deshaun didn't want to be there. They've done something in the building to mess it
And
up.
we all thought Bill O'Brien was the problem, but maybe that wasn't the issue.
Jack used to be. Ooh.
Crip walking in church. I've never seen such a thing in my life. But okay, that dude is a trip, and comedians are gonna love making fun of that dude for years. But
for a long time.
yeah,
Pat McAfee show's got content for a long time with Jack
I
East
think
to be.
we both agree though on the Texans that you have to trade Deshaun, or it just doesn't even matter what you do.
Yeah, even if they do trade Deshaun, I think they're going to be not great this season anyway. But I think if they trade Deshaun, they have a better chance of at least having some hope for the future than if they keep Deshaun.
All right. Fair enough.
So it's very damn an indictment of the state of the Texans there. Sorry, everybody in Houston.
This is the easiest one though to break down because I don't think. Okay, I would say nobody, but we know how the world is. Nobody can freaking even disagree with what we're saying right now on the fact that what do you do if you don't get rid of Deshaun?
They'll find a way. If you disagree with us, come in the comments. We'd like to see it.
Absolutely. And
yeah, we'd love to see that. I'm
all for debating with somebody, and I'm all for being told I'm an idiot. So drop it in the comments. Let us know.
I want to know if Shitagame agrees. Shitagame from Street Beefs. I want to know if he agrees with us. So we might have to get in contact with him and see if he agrees that whether Deshaun Watson should be traded or not. Because I'm not sure.
I'm gonna hit him up on Twitter later and ask him if he's a NFL fan.
Thank you very much, guys, for listening to us. Really appreciate it.
Yes, and if any of you guys have a question or a comment, you can drop it in the comments below, and we'll 100% address your question if you have it. If you want to drop it, I know some people like to do video questions. Private message me. We'll do a video. We'll pop your video up and we'll answer your question. Anything you guys want to do, follow us on Twitter on Yankee and The Brit. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, hit the notification button, Facebook, like, follow, and share. Also, we'll be hitting Spotify, Google, iTunes, all that good shit coming up. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We'll hit the the AFC East.
AFC West. AFC
West. See, I can't even remember what we did anymore. We'll be hitting the AFC West next, which actually might have some exciting news over there too. Yeah. So stay tuned, guys. One world, one love. Deuces.
Cheerio.